We're less than 2 months away from the 2022 midterms. What are the issues that are going to decide that battle? The final sprint to the midterms is underway, and of course, candidates and local issues will matter. But this will also be a national election fought on national issues. So what are they? First up, inflation. Inflation is very high by historical standards, and that's bad news for the Democrats. The latest figures put the inflation rate at 8.5% as of July. That was, admittedly, slightly down from the 40-year high of 9.1% hit in June. But still, inflation was under 2% when President Biden took office. Inflation hits everyone, making an obvious impact even on voters who don't necessarily follow every twist and turn of politics. And the issue is pretty clearly going to weigh on Democrats this fall. Second, abortion. Liberals got hit by a big defeat in late June when a strongly conservative Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade. But there has been a silver lining, politically speaking, for Democrats. Put simply, the Supreme Court decision was unpopular. Polls have consistently shown that the public approves of Roe. A recent ballot initiative in Kansas was won by the pro-choice side by almost 20 points. And a Democrat in a special House election in New York won by putting abortion rights at the core of his campaign. When it comes to the midterms, abortion could be a game changer. Thirdly, we have former President Trump, and to be more specific, the investigation in which the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago on August 8th. Trump is back at center stage, which is disconcerting for some Republicans who would prefer to fight the midterm campaign on economic issues. Instead, there's a whole debate about what crimes, if any, Trump might have committed, and how the investigation itself factors into the former president's 2024 plans. The investigation has also given new impetus to Biden's claims about so-called ultra-MAGA Republicans, while the former president has struck back.
He's an enemy of the state. You want to know the truth?
Opinions regarding Trump are so firmly set that it's hard to predict how the investigation will actually change the outcome of the midterms. But it has certainly changed the framing of the contest. Fourthly, we have immigration. In some ways, this might be a controversial choice for this list. Among liberals and in a good share of the mainstream media, immigration isn't that big of an issue. But in conservative circles, it's huge and could drive voters to the polls. By last month, Border Patrol agents had made more than 1.8 million arrests at the southern border in the current fiscal year. That's a big concern for a lot of Americans, and liberals would be foolish to underestimate the political potency of the issue. Finally, there's President Biden himself. Every midterm election is to some extent a referendum on the president and the party in power. Biden's approval ratings have ticked up a bit from their lows. He will be hoping that his fortunes might continue to improve after passing several pieces of major legislation and announcing executive action on student loan debt. But Biden's approval ratings are a problem for Democrats. So those are the 5 biggest issues in this year's midterms. But how exactly they will play out is anybody's guess.